All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, you should have received your papers in your email this morning. I'm going to go ahead and kind of fix my text box here, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first word that we see all the way over here to the right, the first word. Now we see that it's a hyphenated word, right? So how would we pronounce this first part here? All right, so we have the letter wa, and it's pointed with a vocal shava. Let me see if I can make this just a little bit bigger. Just don't want to distort it too much. How's that? Is that better? It was requested that I make it a little bit bigger. All right. So the very first word that we have over here, we have a wa, and it's pointed with vocal shava because we're at the beginning of a word. So the vocal shava is going to give us a quick E, so that's going to be our vowel sound. So that means that this wa has to have what kind of a sound? It has to have a consonant sound, right? So we're going to have the consonant sound, which is the V, and then the quick E, so V. Then we have a lamed, right? So we have a lamed here, and it's pointed cholem with aleph behind it. So how are we going to pronounce this? We have an L for the lamed, and then the cholem followed by aleph. Aleph is a silent letter, right? So it's just going to make an O sound. So we have an L and an O, lo. So we have velo, right? Velo. All right, velo. Velo. This thing, it wants to do a bullet point every time you try to do a. I'm just gonna leave it like that. All right. So what about the second part of our first word here? All right. So we have a nun, and it's pointed with kamatz. So that's a long duration A type vowel, like AH, right? So we have an N and an AH. How would we pronounce that? Na. Then we have the letter samek, right? It's rounded at the bottom, so we know that it's a S sound, and it's pointed cholem wa with gimel behind it. So this samek sounds like an S. This cholem wa sounds like an O or an OH, and then the gimel is going to sound like a soft G. So we have og. So we have nasog. Nasog, okay? Nasog. Crazy looking word. Oh, this thing. Driving me bonkers here. All right, so we have velo, nasog. All right. What about our next word here? We have a mem, and it's pointed kirik, followed by another mem that is pointed segol, but also has a dagesh inside. And then we have a chaf sofit pointed kamat. So this first syllable, we're going to pronounce this as m-e, me. Then we have this dagesh, right? So the dagesh here is the mem a baged kafat letter. No, it is not. So we're going to double it, right? So this first syllable goes from being me to meme. Meme. Then we pick up the second M and the segol, or the quick E sound. Meh. Right? So we have mimeh. Then we have chaf sofit pointed kamatz. Cha. So the word is mimecha. 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 This is far too large. All right. So we have velo nasog mimecha. What about this next word here? All right. So we have the letter tav, which we know sounds like a T, and it's pointed with what kind of shva? Vocal, because we're at the beginning of a word. So we have a T followed by a quick E. Te. Okay? Te. Then we have a chet. All right? It has a chet, and it's pointed how? With patach. But then you've got a yud here, and this yud has a dagesh on the inside. So what are we going to do with this yud? We're going to double it, right? So we have te, then we have chai, then we'll pick up the second yud and the sere, or the long duration E-type vowel, ye. Then we have a nun followed by wa pointed shuruk, n, u, nu. So we have techayenu, techayenu. Okay? Techayenu. All right? Techayenu. All right, so what about this next word that we have here? All right, so we have a wa, but it's pointed how? Shuruk. So we know when this little guy has the dot where his tummy is, what sound is he making? Ooh, because he's got the stomach ache. All right? He ate the shrimp sandwich and that gave him the tummy ache. So he's saying, ooh. But then we have a veit, right? And it's pointed with silent shva, because ooh, shuruk is a short duration vowel point. So silent shva does what? Closes the syllable. So this syllable is going to be pronounced as uv. Uv, okay? Then we have the letter shin. We know that because the dot is on the right-hand side, so it's pronounced like a SH. And then it's pointed with kirik. And then we have another mem here, and this mem is pointed with the shva. What kind is it? Silent, because kirik is a short duration vowel point. So we have uv, shim, then we have chaf sofit, pointed kamatz, cha. Uv shimcha. All right? Uv shimcha. Okay? Uv shimcha. All right, so what about our last word in our sentence here? So we have a nun pointed kirik. So this gives us the sound knee, like where your leg bends, right? On your knee. Then we have a kuf, and it's pointed with what kind of shva? Silent shva, because we're following a short duration vowel point. What you got, Sid? So the silent shva closes our syllable. So this gives us n, eek, neek, neek, neek. Then we have a resh here, and it's pointed. Look at this. It looks like it says the word it underneath it, right? So we remember we have a kamatz here, the T shape, and then we've got this meteg. this little straight up and down line. So this guy is telling us, the Mateg is telling us to make sure we pronounce this kamatz as an A. That's all it does. It tells us pronounce this as an A. Okay, so ra, nikra, nikra. Okay, so let's back her up just a little bit. Nikra. Okay, so we have transliterated our sentence, right? So let's read it together. We have Velo nasog mimecha techayenu uvshimcha nikra. All right, let's do it one more time. Velo nasog mimecha techayenu uvshimcha nikra. Okay, so velo nasog. All right, so what does this word mean? Well, velo, okay, so we know that the wa used as a prefix means and then this word lo, this is a negator. It means no or not, right? So we could translate that as and not, okay, for right now. But the not, the thing that we're not doing is this next word, nasog. So this lo is negating the next word, nasog. All right? So what does nasog mean? So the nun being used as a prefix here, you know how like if we had a yud at the prefix, it would be he will. If we had an ayin, an aleph at the prefix, that would mean I will. Okay? So if we had a tav at the beginning, then that would mean she or it will. So a nun used at the beginning of this word means we will. Okay? So a nun uses a prefix. We will what? So the word sog, what does the word sog mean? The word sog means to retreat or to turn back. Okay, even to turn your back on something. Remember how it said that Ephraim turned back in the day of battle? Okay, that's what this word sog means. All right, to abandon ship. All right, so velona sog. How could we translate that into English? All right, we will not turn back. We will not back down. You know, we will not retreat. Okay, so we will not turn back. Now we have mimecha. All right, so mimecha. The mem at the beginning is being used as a prefix, which means from. All right, mecha. All right, mimecha. We can kind of translate this as from you or from your presence. Okay. So we will not turn back from you or from your presence, okay? We will not run off from you, right? Now we have techayenu. Okay, so very good. So our root word here is chai, which means to live or life, okay? Shortened form, so chai. So we are talking about life. Okay? So techayenu. All right? Remember I told you that this tav used as a prefix is kind of a neutral thing. We could say you because I could say you to any of anybody in this room and it still be grammatically correct. Okay? So it's being used as a prefix, so that means that it is in a future tense. You will chai to bring life, and then new. What does new mean as a suffix? To us. All right? So techayenu. All right? You will revive us. You will bring us to life. Okay? What about uv shimcha? Us. Nu as a suffix is us. No. No. It's the other one. Yeah. There's two words that sound very, very close. You had a 50-50 chance, brother. Your coin flip came up on the wrong side. Okay, so uv shimcha. So we have the wa used as a prefix. So we know that the wa used as a prefix means what? And. Okay, just like we have in the first word, right? So and, then we have this bait here. And what is that used as a prefix? What does that mean? In. In. Yeah, exactly. So we have and in, then we have shimcha. So the cha at the end means your, which leaves us with the two-letter root here, which is the root word shem, which means what? Name. Okay? Brother, what you are looking for is the word simcha. All right? Simcha is joy, right? Simcha, shimcha, your name. So you have to listen for that's why they got him on the bridge, right? Remember how they got him with the Sibboleth versus Shibboleth? Okay? So, uv shimcha. So, and in your name, nikra. So the nun uses a prefix. We saw it in our very first word. Means what? We will. We will. So what does that leave us as our root word? The little nun at the front in the last word. Kara. Now the word kara means to call out. Okay? So we will call out. Right? So we have and not, we will turn back, or we will not turn back. Mimecha, from you. Right? Techayenu, you will revive us. Uvshimka, and in your name, nikra, we will call out. We have Psalm 80 and 18. If you're looking in a Hebrew Bible, it's going to be 80 and 19. Okay? But 80 and 18 says, so we will not go back from you, quicken us, right? Revive us, give us life, bring us back to life, and we will call on your name. See, it's just like he said, they knew him in one way, and they did know the name, but they didn't know the nature, the character, the power, or the authority of the name Yahweh. They knew how he was under the name of El Shaddai, but they did not know how he was. They hadn't quite seen him in the aspect of being Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? They knew the name, but they didn't understand the power and the character and the authority that simple four-letter name has as the self-existent one, right? The all-powerful, the almighty, the one who knows all. All right? So like I said, this is Psalm 80 and 18. We will not go back from you. Quicken us, and we will call on your name. That name is extremely important. He gave it to us for a reason. You know, I always wondered when I was younger, how come everybody else's deity has a name and ours doesn't? That didn't much make sense to me, you know? But anyway, that's this. Oh, I didn't want to do that. But anyway, Psalm 80 and 18. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, maybe not. All right. So let's move on to our second sentence. Now, it's a little bit longer, but don't let it shake you. It's actually a pretty simple sentence, okay? So let me get my little Let me get my little sentence thing up here. Change the size of that to 10. Move it up just a little higher. All right, we're going to go to the end here. So, look at our first word. What's our first word? All right, so we have the letter shin, indicators on the right-hand side. So, it's going to be SH. Then it's pointed kirik, yod, right? So that gives us the sound she. All right, and then we have the letter resh followed by the wa pointed shuruk, ru. So shiru, shiru. All right, look at the next word here. We have a lamed, and then we have yud hey, wa hey. So how would we pronounce that? All right, layawa, right? We have the lamed, and then we've got this patak, which is a short a, so la. Then yud hey wa hey, layawa. All right, shiru layawa. All right, so what about our next word? What is it? All right, so we have a bait, and it's pointed with kamatz, so ba. All right, we know it makes a B sound because it has the dot inside. So ba. Then we have a resh, and it's pointed chatef patach. So that is a shortened or reduced A. So we have an R sound from the resh, and then a quick A, ra. So we have bara. Then we have a chaf, chaf, and it's followed by a wa pointed shuruk. So how are we going to pronounce this last syllable here? Hu. All right. So we have ba rahu. All right. Barahu. All right. So what about the next word we have here? Shemo. We have the sheen again, right-hand side, pointed with vocal shiva because it's at the beginning of a word. She. Then we have the mem, and it's pointed holem wa m o mo. So the word is shemo. Shemo. Shirula yawa barachu shemo. All right, what about our next word here? All right, so we have the bait again, right? We have the bait, and it's pointed how? Patach, short duration, A type vowel. So ba, ba, okay? Then we have what letter here? Sin, very good, because the indicator is on the left-hand side. So we know it's going to be pronounced as an S. But look what's here. There's a dagesh inside of this sin. So, what are we going to do with this letter? We're going to double it, right? So this first syllable goes from being ba to bas. Bas. All right, then we're going to pick up the second S sound. And since we're under a doubled letter, this shva goes from being a silent shva to a vocal shva. So that gives us se. So baset. Then we have a resh followed by a wa pointed shuruk. Ru. Ru. So we have baseru. Okay? Baseru. So we have shiru layawa, barachu shemo baseru. Let's put another sentence thing down here. Change that to 10. I'm gonna stretch this dude out a little bit. All right. So what about, now look at what we have here. We have another hyphenated word, right? So how do we pronounce this word? We have a mem pointed kirik, me. And then we have a yud here. But look, this yud has a dagesh inside. So what are we going to do with it? We're going to double it, right? So this goes, now this is going to sound funny, but this first syllable goes from being me to me. Because it's like kirik yod, okay? Me. It lengthens it. Me. But then we're going to pick up the second yud and use the Y sound. And then we're going to add this cholem wa and this mem sofit. Om. So we have miyom. Okay? Miyom. Let me stretch this out just a little bit. Miyom. All right? Miyom. And then look what we have over here. Let's see what we have here. We have a lamed pointed kirik. So is that really pointed kirik? No, I didn't think it was. It's actually pointed shva. All right. So this is a lamed and it's pointed vocal shva because it's the beginning of a word. So how are we going to pronounce that? Le. L with a quick E. Le. And then we have a yud pointed cholem wa with mem sofit. Om, yom. So we have miyom, leyom. Okay? Miyom, leyom. Now remember, since it is a hyphenated word, we want to try to save letters, right? So we have leyom or miyom, leyom. Miyom leyom. All right, let's take a look at this last word that we have here. We have a yud pointed vocal shva. So what sounds that give us? Yeah. Y with a quick E. Yeah. Then we have what letter here? Sheen. Excellent, because the indicator is on the right-hand side. So SH. And it's followed by a wa pointed shuruk. So this is pronounced how? Shu. Just like what you have on your foot, right? Yeshu. Then we have ayin, silent letter, but it's pointed kamatz, long duration A type vowel. Ah. Then we have a tav pointed cholem wa. To, just like what's on your foot, inside your shoe, right? So we have Yeshuato. All right? Yeshuato. All right, so we have miyom leyom Yeshuato. All right, so we have transliterated our sentence. Let's read it together. Shiru la Yawa barachu shemo baseru miyom leyom Yeshuato. Let's do it again. Shiru la Yawa barachu shemo baseru miyom leyom Yeshuato. So the word shiru. Does anybody know what shiru means? Sir? The word shir means to sing. Yeah, so you're on the right track, brother. So shir, sing. So this wa, though, at the end, this kind of makes it a command. So you're telling somebody to do this. So it's like sing with the word you in apostrophe. I mean, yeah, in parentheses, I mean. So you're telling somebody to sing. Okay? So you sing. Who are you supposed to sing to? La Yahweh, right? So you're singing la to Yahweh. All right? So sing to Yahweh. All right? What about the word barachu? Okay? So we know that the root word here is barach. But let's look at what did we do with shiru? What does sharu and barachu, what do they have in common? That wa at the end, right? That oo sound. So when we were telling somebody to sing, now we're telling somebody to do what? To bless. All right. So it's saying, sing to Yahweh, right? Then the word shmo, shem o, the suffix o, his, shem, name, shemo, his name. So it's saying, bless his name, right? It's telling a person, bless his name. All right. So what about our next word here? So we have baseru. All right. So look, we also have another what? We have another wa pointed shuruk in this word. So what is our root word? Basar. Now the word basar, do what, brother? Basar means flesh. Okay? Basar means flesh, but it's one of those words that has different meanings based on the context of the sentence. Okay? So usually as Israelites, we have a tendency to dress how? Modestly, right? We kind of cover things up. Well, the word basar means flesh. So when we show the flesh, we're doing what? We're being exposed, right? We're showing something off. Well, basaru in this case means to announce or to show. Okay? So what is he telling them to do? He's telling that person to do what? To show off or to announce or to proclaim, you could even say. Okay? So he's telling him, sing to Yahweh, bless his name, right? Announce. Then we have miyom leyom. All right, so yom means day, but the mem used as a prefix means from, and the lamed means to. So we have miyom, from day, leyom, to day. So daily we are to announce what? What are we supposed to show forth? Yeshuato. The O at the end, or the to, is his. So that leaves us with the word Yeshua, which means salvation, right? Comes from the root word yasha, to save. Okay? So, sing to Yahweh, bless his name, show forth from day to day his salvation. So what it's telling us is, we are to, as the scriptures do, what did Shaul call it? He said we are living epistles, read of all men. So day to day, we are to show forth his salvation. Okay? We are supposed to be showing forth his salvation through our actions, through our deeds, through our words, through our speech, through what we do. That's how we are to show forth. So it's saying, sing to Yahweh, right? Bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You may be the only Yeshua that a person ever sees. And if your version of Yeshua is no different than how they are living right now, why would they even need to change? Does that make sense? Why would they need to come and follow our Elohim? Why would they need Yahweh if we're talking the same way they are, if we're walking we're going the same places, we're doing the same thing. If we're doing all of that stuff, we're no different. So the scriptures say that we're to, it says that, let his praise forever be found where? In my mouth, right? So I'm going to sing to him. I'm going to bless his name, right? And I want people to see his salvation. I want people to see his son in me and in my actions and in what I do. So this is Psalm 96:2. And it translates as, sing unto Yahweh and bless his name. show forth his salvation from day to day. So, like I said, we show forth his salvation in two ways: by what we do, well, more than two ways, but mostly by what we do and by what we say. Because you got to know people are watching you. Even when you don't think they are, they do. Just like I said, I had the guy for the bug guy, the pest control guy. He knew that my car was there in the parking lot. He's never seen my car, but he knew when he saw that thing and it said hands up on the license plate, he came to me and said, "Hey, what's with that hands up on your license plate?" Well, first of all, how'd you know it's my car? That's number one. But second of all, I told him, I said, "Look, dude," I said, because sometimes we get in situations where we can't control it. So the easiest thing for us to do is put our hands up, let go, surrender the situation to the Father, and let him handle it. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense." I said, "Well, that's why it's there." But it surprised me because, like I said, he come in, "Hey, what's that mean on your car? How'd you know it was my car? There's nothing on there that says that is my car." But anyway, so like I said, that's Psalm 96 and 2. Do we have any questions on what we've talked about? Any questions about grammar? Any questions about prefixes, suffixes? What you got, brother? Uh-huh. Right. Well, and again, brother, sometimes they're there, but they're hidden in plain sight, and you just got to learn the sounds and the spellings, which you will, But that's all it is. It's just becoming familiar, and it's just practice and learning. Yeah, you know that the word yom means day, okay, but you may not know that miyom means from day. That's where got to become familiar. And if you look in your packets that I gave you guys, the prefixes and suffixes are in there as well. Okay? So lameds, mims, hays, alephs, yuds, nuns, tavs, what I mean? All of those things, they work as prefixes and suffixes too. So, like I said, study on your packet and that will show you, and then like you say, okay, me yom. Okay, so yom means day. So what does this mem at the front? Oh, that means from. You see what I'm saying? So these are it's just practice, brother. That's all it is. That's all it is. Any other questions? Nope. All right. Well, I guess that's gonna finish our class today. I want to thank everybody for being with us. We're gonna go ahead and head back over to the other side of the room. And I think you shut me down too quick, son. I was still talking. So you shut me off on the voice. It's just the speaker. I'm just picking with you. But anyway, like I said, we're going to go ahead and head over. So we'll see you back in just a minute.